Hi, this is Graham Culbertson of the podcast Everyday Anarchism. I've recently made a transition mostly to full-time dad, having been a college and high school instructor before and academic, I guess, to, like I said, full-time dad and also podcaster, influencer, I guess, is what they call this job I do. I prefer public intellectual, um, although I don't have a public yet. I am, for better or for worse, definitely an intellectual. So, with that said, what are you watching? Well, I had a big regret when I left my job, which is a group of students I was leaving, and also in particular an independent study with them I was very excited about. A class on fully automated luxury gay space communism. And I was wondering if maybe I could still find a way to do that course with them. Maybe by recording videos that they could watch. I hadn't quite figured it out. And then I realized my new job is to put out forms of media about interesting ideas related to anarchism and fully automated luxury gay space communism is the term I often use for the kind of capital anarchism, political anarchism that I am interested in. So, what is this? This is a video I am making to serve as the lectures of a course that I was going to be teaching in the current semester, the upcoming semester. You should be watching this during the semester or after it has already started, and didn't get a chance to teach. And I thought, why not? Why not make it as a series of video lectures with accompanying readings that the students, if they want to, can still do, but also anyone can do. I am trying to get my ideas out there, and this is a way to do it. So, this is the introduction lecture for the online, unaffiliated with nothing and nobody course, fully automated luxury gay space communism with Dr. Graham Culbertson. Not that kind of doctor. I have a PhD. So, what is fully automated luxury gay space communism? Well, apparently it's something pretty unpopular, at least in the left wing sphere or on the internet, because actually there was a really good summation of the most basic tenets of fully automated communism from a singer. I'm not very familiar with her, named Grimes. I think she is married to Elon Musk, and I know I've read some. I read a profile about her, listened to some of her music. I liked it, so I guess singer is her job. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you haven't watched it, just pause the video, pause me. Well, don't pause me yet, because I haven't told you your assignment yet. Um, Before you pause me, listen to your assignment, then pause me. Go watch this video. Grimes made it on TikTok. Not really sure what TikTok is. Not really sure what Grimes is. Doing my best here. I'm just an anarchist in a basement. Uh, about AI and communism. AI and communism, Grimes, TikTok. Unless she has deleted it, that'll get you what you need. I will wait. Pause. Okay, I paused a little bit. Presumably, you paused long enough to watch this video. Well, what Grimes is talking about is fully automated communism. We'll get to the luxury gay space part in a second. And when this video was posted, I could not find anyone who did not hate it, hate Grimes, hate the ideas that she represented. Now, some of this I think just looked like pure internet misogyny to me. I know that's a shocker. A lot of it seemed to be directed at her association with Elon Musk, which I'm not touching that one. If people hate Elon Musk and want to hate Grimes because she's affiliated with Elon Musk, fine. But otherwise, there were just a lot of people who seemed to think that she didn't know what communism was, and that she hadn't spoken to working class people, and there was just this sense that she was being incredibly ignorant about communism. But from my perspective, from the perspective of fully automated luxury gay space communism, it seems to me that she has got it right in that little video. So, what is the problem with communism? You may have heard that communism is an idea that works in theory but not in practice. Personally, I don't believe there is such a thing. If something doesn't work in practice, then there's something wrong with the theory. So theory and practice need to be able to be united to work. I mean, that's simple. We'll leave that aside. What is communism? One really easy way to put it is from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. Everybody shares. Everyone gets the piece of the pie they need, and everyone contributes the piece of the pie, as big a piece of pie as they can. So far, so good. There is a problem here, which is that in general, people do not want to do the work that they do not want to do. There's another problem. People in general view that work as more or less the same. No one wants to clean the toilets. No one wants to do at least the worst kinds of farming. No one wants to pick the fruit. The worst kinds of labor are generally viewed to be the worst kind of labor. Does that make sense? So for communism to work, you need someone to do the worst labor. And, the guy behind me, Kropotkin, his theory was that you can distribute it. Whatever that worst labor is, everyone can do a few hours of it. So far, this has not worked out. So far, no society has been created that I know of where people sign up and just rotate through the worst stuff. The toilet cleaning, the fruit picking, the back-breaking labor. In fact, everyone wants to not do that stuff. And the idea behind capitalism is that if you can provide enough value to society, you can make someone else do the crap work. That is the goal in a capitalist society, is to get all the work done, but to exchange the miserable drudgery for something better. This is Smith's invisible hand. If you can do a better thing that is more valuable, you will be allowed to do it, and society will reward you for doing that thing that is more valuable. So, it is valuable to clean toilets, but it is even more valuable to run the world's financial system. That's how capitalism works. Obviously, this is ridiculous. The first thing the communist is going to say is, this is absurd. You know what the most valuable thing is. It is the cooking and the cleaning and the labor. It is the building houses. It is the manufacturing of goods. It is, above all, feeding everyone. Whatever gets us food and water and shelter, that is the most valuable stuff. Those people should be treated equally. So you can have some sort of weird inverted pyramid where the farmers get paid the most, or the cooks get paid the most, or the cleaners. Most people haven't tried that. They've just said, let's all share equally. It doesn't work. It has not worked. This is the idea, at least, behind fully automated luxury gay space communism. It has not worked because people don't want to do those jobs. People do not want to share in that kind of horrible, backbreaking, miserable labor. This brings us to fully automated. The fully automated version of communism, I think it really originates with this guy named Oscar Wilde, who you may have heard of. He suggests that the only way to have a communist society that is also a free society is to have slavery. You can think of ancient Greece in this way. Every citizen of ancient Greece was more or less free, could pretty much do what they want, could contribute to society, but citizen was a very, very, very small groups of people in the city-states. Women were certainly not citizens, and most people were enslaved. So, you can have uh, a form of communism that works as long as most people are enslaved. Which, obviously, the response is the goal of communism is to make everyone equal and everyone free, so you can't do it without slavery. Wild says, well, you're going to have to. You're going to need someone to do the work that no one wants to do. Otherwise, everyone is just going to conspire, however they can do it, to make sure that they are not the person doing the work that no one wants to do. And Wild says, if we are going to do this, we just need to use machines to do the work that no one wants to do. That is the fully automated part of communism. Okay, now, why fully automated luxury gay space communism? Let's go through the list. The luxury one is important because the reason why people don't have luxuries is because there is not enough stuff to go around. Well, what is stuff? Stuff is some combination of raw materials and labor. Well, what are raw materials? Well, they're something that labor has dug up or refined or gone out to space and gotten the minerals for. Oops, I slipped up. I went to space already. Give me a second on space. So, to put it another way, luxury is labor plus raw materials. But, if you've ever been in a coal mine, you know that the coal doesn't come up itself. Raw materials are themselves the product of labor. So the argument goes the only thing out there is labor. Luxury is merely the product of labor. But if your version of communism is like the version offered by Kropotkin or a particular favorite of mine, a guy named Gerard Winstanley from the 17th century. We may get to Winstanley, we'll definitely get to Kropotkin. Then your goal is to get people to work enough so that everyone can have enough. Everyone can have sustenance, everyone can survive and then thrive, and they have bread and water and maybe the occasional apple. But if luxuries are just labor and machines are doing the labor, then everyone can have whatever they want. You want a palace? You can have a palace. It's a dumb waste of time. No one is going to want palaces when everyone can have a palace. This would be the argument. But you can have one because what is a palace except for labor? Okay, now this brings us to space. But aren't we going to run out of room? I skipped gay, I know, but I'll get to gay in a second. Well, the Earth is a finite resource. It used to seem infinite until the Industrial Revolution came, and now we live in the Anthropocene, the moment in which the Earth itself is being shaped by humanity, most obviously in the form of climate change. But the universe is infinite with respect to humanity and even human civilization. If you can imagine running out of the universe, your imagination is more encompassing than mine is. So can everyone have a palace? Yeah. That palace might be on Mars or around Alpha Centauri. I don't know why you would want a palace on Alpha Centauri, but you can have one. If we can go to space, which going to space, remember, is just labor, and the machines are doing the labor. Who's going to build the rockets? The machines. Who's going to fly the rockets? The machines. Who are they going to take up there? Whoever wants to go. If the machines do all the labor, there are no longer any limits on anything, and that means space is available to us. So this is fully automated luxury space communism. And without going to space, how are you going to get all this stuff? You can't. Ultimately, you will be back in a struggle for existence. By the way, I'm not asking you to just accept all of these claims as true and obvious. These are just the claims that make up the idea of fully automated luxury gay space communism. And I happen to agree with them, but we will work through that. This leads us to gay. People disagree on what the gay is doing in fully automated luxury gay space communism. Some people leave both the gay and the space out. Fully automated luxury communism. That works well enough. But let me tell you why I think it makes sense to put the gay in fully automated luxury gay space communism. For one thing, insofar as someone is gay or queer, to use the broader umbrella term, that suggests they are in some way inhabiting a body that is circumscribed within, biological sex, and then gender, and then also sexual orientation. And I think there's this idea, I think a sensible idea, that those second two, sexual orientation and gender, are both products of the world around us. If not products of capitalism, at least products of our society. And if we have fully automated luxury space communism, it is hard to imagine us having gender roles. Why would women cook and clean if all cooking and cleaning is being done by the robots? It doesn't make any sense to have gender in a world in which anyone can have a palace on Alpha Centauri. All they have to do is tell the nearest robot that's what they want. The second thing, the even bigger thing maybe, is that biological sex has no reason to exist in a world of infinite technology. This gets into this idea of posthumanism or transhumanism, which I promise we will talk about as the course goes along. These robots with CRISPR can do whatever we want them to do. None of us ever need to be confined to the biological sex we are born with. None of us ever need to be confined to a single biological sex. None of us ever need to be confined to a biological organism or be confined to the DNA of humanity. You can be a hermaphroditic lizard or an asexual panda in this future in which there is infinite resources. So, that's fully automated, luxury, gay, space communism. A world in which machines now do all the labor, so everyone can have whatever and be whoever they want to be. I don't think anyone is conceiving that this future is coming tomorrow. And frankly, it could be a very, if you are scared that we've really lost something important about humanity, if it's okay that some people are hermaphroditic lizards, then, yeah, I could see this being a terrifying thing. But that's the idea. That's the idea behind fully automated, or the set of interlocking ideas behind fully automated luxury gay space communism. Now, this is the intro, and we are going to get started with the readings. And we are going to start, as communism always starts, with the work of Karl Marx, even though Marx doesn't invent communism. Certainly, communism is as old as humanity, but Marx's fragment on machines is a great place for us to start, so that'll be the reading. There'll be a video about that next week, and we'll keep going. Welcome, I'm Graham Culbertson of Everyday Anarchism, and we are going to boldly go to the future of fully automated luxury gay space communism. See you soon.